Hello, my loves, and welcome back to the Can't Stop Talking podcast. I'm so proud of myself because I told you guys that I was going to start podcasting more consistently, and this is the second week in a row that I'm getting out a podcast episode, and I just love to live to please you guys. Like, that is what makes me so happy, and what makes me so happy is I literally had a follower message me last week. I hate calling you guys followers because you're more to me than that. Like, you're my besties. Like, a follower, that's crazy. But anyways, she messaged me and she was like, I literally manifested this episode. I was re-listening to your old podcast episodes because you haven't uploaded one in a while. And I was like, oh, I just wish you would like come out with a new episode. And she said she was listening to a podcast and then it like went to autoplay to the next episode. And she was like, I've never heard this one before. And she was like, it was a new one. I literally manifested a new episode. And I was like, that? To hear that someone sitting there like manifesting a new episode from me is the highlight of my entire year. I don't think you guys understand how obsessed with you guys I am and just like you make my whole entire life. Like I don't think you'll ever realize that and understand, but you do. And so this week, the podcast is going to be how I survived the week from hell. And honestly, I get a lot of comments that are like, Sam, do you have problems? Like, I feel like you don't really talk about your problems a lot online. And I'm like, of course I do. Are you kidding? Of course I have problems. And so I want to tell you guys how I manifest myself out of these problems and my mindset around the problems and like how I just deal with the week from hell, you know? And the other thing I want to say is, how are you guys doing? Because I know Mercury has been motherfucking retrograding. It's been renegading. It's been doing its thing. However, if you've been here for a while, you know I have a love-hate relationship with Mercury retrograde. Like, I absolutely love blaming everything on the moon. Like, when someone tells me, like, it's Mercury retrograde, I'm like, oh my God, my whole life makes sense. It's like when you're about to get your period and you're just in the worst fucking mood ever and you're eating everything in sight and someone breathes on you and you're like, I'm gonna literally fucking kill you. And then you go to the bathroom and you're like, wait, I got my period. This all makes sense. Like, that's what I love when I hear about Mercury retrograde. But at the same time, I don't want, like, the moon has nothing over me. That is a circumstance. Like, you don't get to dictate my life. Like, I get to take my power back and be like, I don't give a fuck what the moon's doing. I'm going to have the best fucking day ever. I'm going to manifest whatever the fuck I want. The moon, like, apparently it's in retrograde for another 5 days. Not for me. Not for you either. No. Like, that is bullshit. I'm going to have the best days ever. Nothing matters. That is another circumstance that people blame. Like, oh, the moon's doing this, so I can't XYZ. No, you can have whatever you want. That's just another fucking circumstance. You get to decide what you want regardless of the moon. In fact, you can be like, every time the moon is in retrograde, like everything actually goes right for me. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, I'm literally the universe's favorite. Like, nothing can affect me ever. Like, period. That's it. End of fucking time. So, what happened this week? It's actually hilarious. It's so funny. I couldn't wait to tell you guys. Last week I made, or like 2 weeks ago at this point, whatever, I made a video about how to be in a good mood 99% of the time. I can't remember if I told you guys this last podcast, but whatever. I made a video, how to be in a good mood 99% of the time. And I'm like, yeah, yada, yada. I give my 3 tips on TikTok. I'm feeling great. Press send. And I have my July 4th weekend. And then on Monday, I go to happy hour with my friends. I come home and I go to my bed. And I'm like, oh, what are you ants doing? In my bed. Ants in my bed. My place of sleep. I was like, what the hell? What? What are you guys doing here? This is insane. I've never seen anything like this. And like, I've grown up with like ants around the house. Like, you know, I've had to deal with that before. Never have I dealt, like maybe one ant in my bed is like kicking. It's like, good night, Sam. This was like 10, 20 ants. I had to change the sheets. Literally was so disgusted. I was itching myself all night. I'm like, oh my God, I was spraying down my whole bedroom. And I'm like, all right, like this is fine. Like I've dealt with this before. And basically I've sprayed down before in my life and then the ants go away. I'll set some traps. It'll be fine. Like, seriously, it will be fine. All right, what do you know next, right? 2 days go by. I'm like, the ants, like, there's a couple, but it's not that bad. I go to my kitchen. Oh, uh, what are you guys doing here? Literally, uh, ants and ants and ants going. I left one piece of lettuce in my sink, a safe place in my sink. Ants just going into my sink to grab this piece of lettuce. Ants, ants, ants. I'm like, oh my God, I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm putting on my Froomba, which is my Roomba. Thank God for my Froomba. It's my fake Roomba. Sorry, fake Roomba. I actually linked it on my Shop My for you guys because do not spend $400 on a Roomba. I looked very intensely because I've wanted a Roomba my whole life. I feel like it's my new pet. I FaceTime my friends. So I'm like, you want to see my new pet? And it's like my Roomba. Ugh, I'm obsessed with her, my Froomba, I guess. And I'll link though the one on my Shop My because it was only $89. This has nothing to do with like sponsor. You guys already know that, but like I just want to tell you this changed my life. And I know I'm on a tangent, but it changed my life also because I saw this TikTok after I got my Roomba and they were like, Roombas help so much for ADHD because when your Roomba's on and it's doing stuff, it's like a body double. So you feel like you're next to someone who's doing stuff. I don't know if you guys know, but with ADHD, like if like this is why when your friend calls and you're so tired all day and then your friend calls and you're able to like, put your laundry away or clean your house, it's called a body double for some reason. People with ADHD just work better when there's like another human doing stuff in front of them. It's so funny because I never knew I had ADHD till I was like 25 years old. And when I was a kid, I would make my mom sit next to me while I was doing my homework. And when she would get up from the table, I was like, oh, can't do my homework anymore. Imagine having me as a kid. Like, that sounds like hell on earth. What? So, anyways, when my Roomba's on, I'm fucking up, I'm cleaning. So, what I want you guys to know is thank God for my Roomba. It's probably eaten so many ants. RIP. But the other thing is that my place was spotless. I was like, I don't deserve this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like a dainty little girl. Like, obviously, I'm clean. Like, I don't deserve this. So, whatever. I spray those freaking ants and I'm like, all right, this has to be the last of the ants. Like, it has to be. I've never seen anything like this. So, what happens next? I go to bed. Whew, hold on. In the middle of this, I get sick. I'm like, oh, I'm sick. What the hell? There was like a little cold going around, whatever. Guys, I slept on a school night. Did not work for 2 days last week. That's the perks of having a business. But I slept. I could outsleep any of you. I promise. I could win a sleep competition. 14 hours. So anyways, I wake up after 14 hours. I slept from 12 to 2. I said, where the fuck am I? I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm sick. But like the ants are gone. I go into my kitchen. It's hard for me to talk about. There were ants all over my dishwasher. I've never had that problem in my life. I feel disgusting. I feel taken advantage of. I feel sad. I'm like, oh my God, this is so, so gross. Like, so gross. I'm freaking out. Ugh, ChatGPT, one, by accidentally, I sprayed Raid in there and they were like, oh, don't do that. I was like, God damn it. And then they were like, you're going to have to do the hard thing. I'm like, what's the hard thing, ChatGPT? They're like, you are going to have to turn on your dishwasher on high heat. I said, oh, that is so fucked up. I am an ant murderer. Like oh my God, I feel horrible. I started feeling bad for the ants. I was like, what if I get to heaven and they're like, you have killed approximately like hundreds of ants in your lifetime? Like, oh my God. I was starting to feel like really horrible. Like, I'm not even kidding you guys. So what do I do next? I text my landlord. I'm like, I need an exterminator stat. Like, you don't understand. This isn't like a normal situation. Like, I need a exterminator. This is Friday. He doesn't answer. I'm like, what? Monday comes around. I'm like, hey, I need this exterminator. I text the maintenance guy. The maintenance guy answers. My landlord still doesn't answer. I'm like, hey, I need an exterminator. The maintenance guy's like, yeah. I'll get you an exterminator next day. Text the maintenance guy again. No answer. Guys, I'm getting ghosted. Right? And so what did I do in that situation? And this is, advice that you might not take, but I think you guys should all take. At that point, I worked a little bit in the morning and I was like, you know what? What would I do if this problem was solved? Like, I need to get out of my head. I just had this loop going on about like, fuck ants, fuck all, the people who work in my building. Like I just had this loop in my head that just kept going. I was furious. I was just mad. I was just looping the same things over again. I know when you're mad, you know what I'm talking about. Like I just could not think of anything else. And so I was like, I'm going to go to the beach. I go to the beach. At like 2 p.m. I think it was on Tuesday or Wednesday. It was Tuesday. I go to the beach and I'm sitting there and I'm just constantly thinking about this. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. And then I was like, you know what? I need to get present because I need to break the loop of the ants, like being mad about the ants. The reason why the loop's going is because your brain's just looping the same fucking story over and over again. And when you're finally present, you're able to like catch the story and like stop it from repeating. This is why I'm so obsessed with presence, as you guys know. And the cutest thing happened after that. I got present. And then I went on Spotify to listen to a podcast and it was like a recommended to you. And the recommended to me was How to Hold a Cockroach by Matthew Maxwell. Now, I don't know if my like Chinese spies were listening to me like through my phone or like the universe was like, you need this book. It was exactly what I needed, you guys. It was the cutest book ever. You're going to freak out. It was free on Spotify, by the way. But basically, the book is talking about how this kid like finds a cockroach in his house and he's like, ew, you're so disgusting to the cockroach. And then eventually he's like, wait, why do I think the cockroach is so disgusting? And he's like, because I've been taught that the cockroach is so disgusting. He was like, but when I really like think about it, like actually sit there and think about what I think about it, I'm like, the cockroach is neutral, right? I'm the one giving it a meaning. I've heard that it's gross, so I'm going to say it's gross, but I've never actually thought for myself. And the kid was like, in other, nations, people see cockroaches as actually like a sign of, I don't even know what the sign is, but like, something good. And like they welcome them and stuff like that. And so basically the book from there expands that the idea to everything is like, for example, heartbreak, people look at it as suffering and other people look at it like, oh, thank God, like I get to like love that person, right? And like they think failure is something bad, except you can look at failure as good. Or, for example, he was even thinking about death. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe this would happen to me. And then he was like, I actually don't know what happens when you die. Like, I'm just making it up that it's a bad thing. And so the book, it took me like 30 minutes to listen to it, basically said that the suffering comes from the story your mind immediately attaches to them. And this is what I talk about all the time with presence, right? Like, for example, you're saying like, this means I'm not enough. This shouldn't have happened. I'll never be okay. This ruins everything, right? The book actually invites you to question those stories instead of automatically believing them. The core philosophy is life is neutral. Your experience of life is created by the meaning you assign to what's happening. And so when you stop gripping those meanings so tightly, you naturally experience more peace, freedom, and joy, not because your circumstances change, but because your relation to them changed. And so I was sitting there and I was like, yeah, I'm being really mean to these ants. I'm like, the craziest thing is I went outside this week and there was a ladybug on my porch, and a ladybug is my sign. And I was like, oh my God, there's a ladybug. Like I'm freaking out. I'm like, hi, ladybug. I love you. Like you can stay here all you want. It's still outside. And I was like, the fact that I am such a bitch to these ants, but then a ladybug, I'm like, you're the best thing ever. And they're both bugs. It's just that I've been told that, right? That I've decided that. So, yes, having ants in your apartment is so gross, but I got to the point where I was like neutral. I was like, maybe I'll train these ants how to bring me like a glass of wine. Like maybe I'll get them to work. Maybe I'll make them worker ants. Like I was just really loosening up and joking with myself. And on the beach, my friend called me. She was like, you have to call your maintenance guy. So I called the maintenance guy. He was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm going to get on this. The next day, I get a text and they're like, the exterminator's coming. The exterminator came, got the outside of the freaking property. I'm still living with my aunts. We're still cking, but they're slowly going away. And who knows? Maybe I'll miss them, Maybe one day I will. And then guess what happened? Like I genuinely think I also got my period. So what I want to say too, mindset wise, and something that I did to manifest is one, as you saw, I loosened up. I stopped acting like there was a problem, right? That book was like, showed me that everything's neutral. I'm acting like this is a problem. Once I stopped acting like isn't a problem, the universe is going to mirror back to me that I don't have problems. I actually have solutions because there is no problem right now. The second thing I did that I didn't say is I was making a story. Like I was doing what I always tell you guys. I was fighting with my landlord in my head. I was fighting with my maintenance guy. I was making a story that they're abandoning me. I don't feel safe, yada, yada, all this stuff. I was making the story. And the first thing I did is I changed the story. So I started saying, my landlord is incredible and he goes above and beyond for me. And what's actually funny is obviously I didn't fucking believe that. At first I'm saying that and I'm like, oh my God, this sucks. But I just kept getting present and then saying that. And now I have a call with him today to not only fix the ants, but another issue that I was having for a while where I'm going to get paid money back, like truly. And it all happened in this week once I changed my narrative and decided that he wanted to help me and he was incredible. And then the other thing is because I was making that all up, that I was being ignored and this wasn't going to happen, yada, yada, I wasn't taking the action. So my friend was like, just call them, like, be ruthless. She was like, I worked in sales. Like, you're getting so upset. And what you could do to get less upset instead of, making all these meanings about it is like, what action can you take? And I was like, you're right. And after I took the action and called the maintenance guy, like I felt so much better. And I feel like I was making up all these stories of like, women have to be submissive to men and we have to wait for them to call and like, we don't want to bother them. And like, they don't believe us and all this stuff. And like, I was making up all these things in my head, but it's like, what are the facts? The facts is that I have ants and what's the action that I can take? I can call again. I've never tried calling. Let me try calling instead of texting. And it worked. So the other thing I want you guys to know, though, is to me, I love when this stuff happens. Because one, yeah, I'm saying like this was my week from hell. Like, yeah, it sucked having ants in my bed and my dishwasher and yada, yada. But like, I love my problems. Like, I'm not even kidding. My friend called me yesterday and she was like, this week, she was like, this is the week from hell. She was like, Mercury is retrograding. And she was like, I literally got the stomach bug. I have two friends that got the stomach bug. Insane. She was like, I got the stomach bug on the flight from JFK from LA to JFK. If you guys know anything, that's a 5-hour flight. Imagine throwing up the whole flight. She had to tell people that she was pregnant because she went on the plane like freaking the fuck out. Threw up the whole flight. She said she got to JFK. She couldn't even take an Uber because she was so sick. She threw up again at JFK. She threw up at the train tracks. Like she was just throwing, it was the worst stomach bug ever. And I was like, oh my God, like I would take ants in my apartment over that any day. And I love that saying when it's like if you threw your problems in a circle with everyone else's, you would want to grab your problems back. And like, no doubt about that. Like, and that's why people are like, how are you so positive when things are like annoying? Cause I'm just like, I'm lucky to have the problems that I have. Like, you have no idea. Like, the biggest tip that I always do when people are just in such a bad headspace, and I've told this to you guys before, is I'm like, you're not a kid who's dying in one of these, poor countries. Like, there are so much worse things going on. Like, and here's the other thing, like, you have 99 problems till you only have one, and that's your health. Like, I was healthy this week. The ants became my friends. Like nothing bad happened to me in the scheme of things. And I've told you guys this before, but I heard someone say this. I heard that the biggest thing, and this changed my life, that someone said about therapy was that they realized that every week they had different problems and they didn't have usually the same problems from the week before. And usually when the therapist brought up their old problems, they didn't even remember it. And the cool thing about that is they learned that their problems are always passing. And so something like one day I will forget that this even happened. You know what I mean? Like, this will not be something big. And my mom always says, if you'll forget about it in 5 minutes, 5 hours, 5 days, or 5 months, like there's no point in thinking about it now. You know what I mean? Like, there is no point in work. And here's the thing, what would worrying about these ants do? It's not doing it doesn't do anything. You could take action, but the worrying about them isn't. And that's why I love presence so freaking much. And so basically my mindset around problems is like, I am lucky to have the problems that I do. Like, truly, 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 I'm so, so, so grateful. And honestly, it makes the problems go away faster, but it just doesn't bog me down as much. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make me like go crazy as much. Other little things happen that are just stupid that want to pull your hair out. But like I said, and the other thing I want to say is I also decided, like one day I woke up, it was Monday of this week, and I was like, I'm not going to let these ants like affect my mood anymore. Like I'm going to decide that I'm going to have an amazing week, that I'm going to get all these problem solves, that everything's going to work for me, that I'm going to manifest my way through this. I'm going to be able to tell this on the podcast. Like I'm going to be able to help someone. And like you have to stop letting your problems bully you. I always say this. Don't let your thoughts bully you, bully your thoughts, right? So many people are like, they would just get into this headspace where it's like, this is going to last forever. These ants are going to take over my life and this is going to happen, then this is going to happen, then this is going to happen. It's like, no, stop right there. You're not creating. You're deciding what's happening to you, right? You want to stop and say, what's the outcome that I want? I want a clean and fresh home. I started saying, I have a clean and fresh home. I'm going to get a freaking cleaning lady after this, and she's going to be amazing. I know it. But just start deciding what you do want instead of what you don't. So that was my story from freaking hell. Other things that happened this week that I just want to talk about is do not be scared to do what you want, like in your business, in your life. But I decided this week that, or maybe last week, I've just been feeling like I love my manifestation videos. And I also want to like tell you guys more about my life and stuff that I just love and like hacks like that. And I got into an Uber 2 weeks ago, and the Uber driver was the nicest man in the whole world. Like, truly, we were cking, we were talking about manifesting. Like, he was talking about miracles and how he's so blessed every day to wake up. I wonder if I told you guys this too. And he basically was like, it was so cute. He was like, I wake up, a lot of people wake up every day and they're like, I want to make $200 or $300 Ubering. I don't do that. I wake up every day and I'm just like, I'm blessed to be here, and whatever happens, happens. And he was like, I know that, you know, the fact that miracles happen every day and you're in my Uber. And I was like, no, I feel the same way. Like the fact that out of all the Uber drivers, like I got you, like, oh my God, it was just the best experience ever. But anyways, I walked into the Uber and he was like, you smell fantastic. I'm rolling up the windows. And if you know me, that is something I've been trying to like have the compliment for years, like my whole life. And I finally started getting that compliment because I've been doing this routine, and I'll put it in my Shop My. It's a lotion from Amazon. It's a oil from Amazon. And then it is the big winner is these pheromones. It's crazy. My friend said that her friend took them, and she would say that her husband like would only have sex with her when she put these pheromones on. That sounds horrible, but like I'm saying these pheromones work. Like I put these pheromones, it's like a roller perfume bottle. And like I said, I'll link it below in my Shop My. And I've given them to my friends when we go out. If you want the best night ever, people will literally, like the boys will surround us. And I've had my friends, like after they use the pheromones, the next day they'll text me, they'll like give me the link. The last time I went to New York and I went out with my friends, I put the pheromones on them. My friend got 2 dates that night, 2 dates. But anyways, why I'm telling you this is I made a TikTok about the smell. Because first I made a TikTok about the Uber driver, and I was like, if you want to know what, you know, the items I use to smell good, let me know. And someone said like, please like tell us, you know, what products you use. So I made a video about the products I use, and I made my Shop My, and it only got 400 views. And I was like, ugh, I just feel so weird because I never want to like make you guys, you know, buy products or think that I'm sponsored or like using it to like make money. Like I truly wanted to give you guys these products because I love them. And then obviously I'm going to link it so it's easier for you guys to find. And yes, I will get commission for that. But a lot of the times I just want to make stuff for you to be, you know, that helped me, that'll help you, like my fucking Roomba. I'm obsessed with it. You know what I mean? And I realized I had this like icky feeling whenever I sell stuff that's not like my course or like manifestation. And I feel like I'm like selling you guys stuff. And the coolest thing happened because I was like, wait, I just want to do this because I want to have fun. And I put that video out and only got 400 views. I had someone this week, this amazing, amazing, sweet woman. She keeps commenting on my TikTok videos. And she's like, you know who you are. Your name's Koo Flower. She goes, side note, that vanilla cashmere EOS is literally the best smelling lotion ever. It's got me smelling like a treat. I went a little crazy and ordered the body spray, another bottle of the lotion, travel size and full size, and the body wash. And she said, literally the best thing I've ever smelled. And it just made me so fucking happy because I made $1 off that. Like I didn't care about that, but just like all my fears, like I said, were in my head. Like people want to hear from you. People want to, you know, hear everything about you. Even this podcast, I feel like I'm rambling a lot, and people are like, I love this podcast. It makes me happy. And like, I'm so in my head about it. But like, if you look at everyone who's where you want to be, like it's crazy because they're doing something they love and that's what got them there. I always talk about Giggly Squad. They were just, they just talked to each other and people started loving it. I love it. I listen to it every week. They could talk about nothing and it doesn't matter. And the other thing is I watch mukbangs. I'm obsessed with mukbangs, basically people eating. But there's this girl that I watch, Stephanie, on YouTube, and she does mukbangs and she has millions of followers. And she was like, I did not feel like doing mukbangs this month, and I don't force myself to do anything I don't want to do. I did this page because I loved eating, and that's why I got started. And she literally probably makes so much fucking money, has millions of followers. People are obsessed. And it's a YouTube about her just eating and doing what she wants to do. So it's like, if you're having fun, do it, and the results will follow. And like, I can't wait now to post more shit that I like and tell you guys more things that have changed my life, because like I read so many reviews and I do so much research. And now that I live alone, like there's so many things that I bought that I'm obsessed with, and things that I'll tell you that aren't worth the freaking money. So that really, truly made my week. So start doing whatever you want to do, whatever makes you happy. Because when you follow, I always say this, when you follow what lights you up, everything comes, the money, the views, the whatever it is. Like, just do what lights you up and everything else follows and people will catch on. So don't ask yourself like, what will make me the most money? Like, ask yourself like, what will light me up? And I actually did this. I need to tell this story at some point, but one of my clients rehired me, a meal prepping business. I've talked about her a lot, obsessed with her. And basically when we first started, she was still doing meal prepping. And she was like, I fucking hate this. Like, I'm not making the money I want. I'm working so hard, yada, yada. And basically we got to the point where I was like, what do you want to do if you had a magic wand? She was like, I want to be an at-home chef. She never got, went to school for at-home chefing, none of that. But we decided like, all right, we're going to make it happen. She messaged me like a month ago and was like, since our coaching, she did 6 months of coaching with me. She started from zero. She built her business again from zero because she moved to Florida. She's making $1,000. She sent me that she was making $1,000 a day. And then 2 weeks ago, she sent me that after like when she took away her expenses, she made $20,000 that month, working less, outsourcing, having people do shit for her, and it was easier than ever, like truly. So I'll make a video about that at some point, but just remember to follow your joy, because that's where everything comes from. So I love you guys absolutely so much. It's insane. I'll link the Shop My, link the President's Course as always. I'm seeing you guys buy it up like left and right. I'm fucking loving this so much. And yeah, I can't wait to just make more videos for you guys. And let's just all stay together. We're going to have the most incredible rest of the month. It's only up from here. The better it gets, the better it gets. Everything just happens for us. And we are the universe's favorite always. I love you guys.